Hi, thank you, Richard. So I'll be talking about the stores. When do the residents shop and like how do they get their food? I did do some research and I noticed that a lot of the consumers shop at various times, which coincide with their schedules and which markets they intend to go to. Some of the daily shoppers shop at like smaller markets around their neighborhood, and some do weekly grocery shopping at the supermarket since it's a little further away from their community. Transportation tends to be an issue that reflects on how residents shop for their food. Public transportation is used, but it holds an issue on how the residents shop. Like the bus routes make it a little difficult for the residents to shop at supermarkets with fresh and organic produce. And if we can go to the next slide, I'll continue on the same slide. Do they have like grocery stores and resources with fresh produce? They do, but it's limited access to fresh food because of the limited availability groceries of the grocery stores that they have and the domination of convenience stores and fast food options. So they have a lot more convenience stores and fast food around their neighborhoods instead of like supermarkets. The city does offer fresh food where they work with local farmers to get fresh produce, proteins, and dairy products. But again, that's where the hurdle comes in, and a lot of the residents are not able to get access to these fresh products because of the transportation and how they get into these supermarkets since they have to travel outside their immediate residency to access this. Next slide. And is this area known as a food desert? It is. And the USDA defines food deserts as a large population of residents that live in poverty and are far away from supermarkets. North Richmond, California is well known for being a food desert due to the lack of access to affordable, healthy food retailers. So what I got from this was that the majority of this city in North Richmond doesn't have access to supermarkets or it's a little out of the driving range. Again, as Richard went over the traffic, it does make a hassle just to go out, get out of the city. And I believe that this is why a lot of people just choose the fast food options that are closer to home. Next slide. So, street people and animals, what you usually find during the day in this area are known to be diverse, and cities' demographics are as follows. Majority of this is Hispanic, 46.9%. For Black and African American, it's 16.9% of the population. White holds 16.8%, and the remaining are Asian, Native American, multicultural mix of people. For the animal section of this, do we see like loose or contained animals? You see a mix. Animals that they have in this location are wild and domesticated, but there's a mix of reported loose animals, such as dogs that have run away from their owners. Animal control kicks in and assists them with reuniting the dogs with their owners. For the cat section, there's a lot of feral and strays, but they're known to be more in the urban areas. Next slide. And for the condition of the area, Richmond, California has a mix of neighborhoods. Some are well kept, while others have problems like trash, abandoned cars, and empty houses. The city addresses these issues through its code enforcement divisions. Local signs shared with California standard traffic control rules and details about local regulations and services. So for this area, they use the same signs as anywhere, I believe, in the US. They use the same red light, green light, yellow light system. Everything is in English though. For the most of the signs, yeah, they use the federal rules for traffic control and information. For the race and ethnicity, there is a mix, like I said earlier, between Hispanic, Black, and white. very few Asians, Native Americans, and like multicultural. Richmond, California is a diverse city. Hispanic or Latinos resident make up the largest group, with Black and white residents also forming significant parts of the community. Most signs are in English, but Spanish is common, especially in areas with many Hispanic residents. The city has many restaurants, places of worship, and grocery stores that serve its different communities and highlight its many cultures. Many businesses, places of worship, and restaurants in Richmond reflect the city's multicultural character. You can find foods from many countries as well as grocery stores and markets that serve Richmond's diverse population. For this area, English only households hold up 45.2%. For Spanish households, it's a 40.8%. There's also, guess European, which is 3.8. For Asian and Pacific Islander languages spoken at home, it's at 8.4, and others at 1.8. The majority of the gender for this location is majority female, 50.4, and the males as 49.6. Uh, and the next slide, I think this one's for you, right, Andrea? Or
Yes, I'll take over this portion. For Richmond, Richmond actually was very difficult to find any religion statistics as they have not had an extensive city level religion statistics done since about maybe 1990. So for this section, I did take it from Contra Costa County, as Richmond is in Costa County. So this information suggests that the residents are likely to practice wide variety of faiths due to the city's ethnic and cultural diversity, as Liz stated previously. These areas include numerous Christian congregations such as Catholic, evangel- evangelical, Black Protestant, and mainline Protestant churches, which indicate Christianity remains a significant preference. Additionally, and the county's demographic makeup supports the presence of non-Christian faiths such as Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, especially in the immigrant communities. A large portion of these residents in Contra Costa County report being religiously unaffiliated, which mirrors the broader Californian trends towards secular or non traditional spirituality. Together, these indicate that Richmond is a multi faith community with a combination of established religious institutions and growing secular population. So, as we can see here, there are minority faith congregations in 2010 that was showing Baha, Buddhist, Hindu, um, Jewish, and LDS, and Muslim, Orthodox, or Stilch. However, Richmond just hasn't done their own study in a long time, so we did take it from the county data. Health indicators. So, these health indicators for Richmond County would include places such as clinics, hospitals, mental illness clinics, and substance abuse. So, Richmond shows strong evidence of available healthcare services across the city, including community clinics that serve uninsured or low income residents. Kaiser Permanente Richmond Medical Center acts as the major hospital providing emergency and specialty care. As Richard stated before, this was the main hospital that was established in this city. Um, Behavioral health resources are visible throughout Contra Costa health facilities, the Hume Center, which is mental health counseling, psychiatric services, and support for individuals with serious emotional needs. These services are available in multiple languages as this is a very diverse community. These services are reflects to accommodate Richmond's cultural diversity. The indicators from the county assessments points to higher than average mental health needs, including stress, trauma, and anxiety related conditions. The presence of dedicated substance abuse treatment, such as Richmond's Health and Wellness Center, shows the recognition of addiction as a community concern. Detox programs, counseling, case management, and aftercare support demonstrate efforts to address alcohol and drug use within the population. Overall, the community health's infrastructure reflects both needs and targeted intervention. As we can see on the other side, that there are graphs. These come directly from Richmond's health survey that do directly reflect that there are social and economic health disparities within the community, whether it's due to uninsured or homelessness or drug addiction. Slide. For politics, this portion is to address how involved in politics is the community. So the political indicators of Richmond typically appears through posted campaign signs during election sessions, presence of candidate posters in high traffic community areas, and local political events hosted at community centers or libraries. Richmond frequently displays materials related to the local city council races, school board elections, regional party initiatives. The city hosts local party offices, grassroots organizations that promote voter registration, environmental justice, neighborhood advocacy programs, reflecting Richmond's long history of political activism. Political meeting notices, city hall announcements, and community organizing flyers also serve as a sign of active political engagement. Overall, these indicators show that residents are exposed to visible political presence and have access to multiple avenues for political participation. So, in these two photos that you can see, this is a was a protest that was done within Richmond, stating that they had a right for their own political avenues. And the picture on the right is was the Community Council of Richmond. For media, this would include reading, TVs, radio, internet, and social media within Richmond. So the media usage in Richmond can be inferred from the availability of public libraries, community centers with computer labs, widespread internet access, which is supported by public Wi-Fi zones and broadband providers. Residents are commonly have access to printed materials through local libraries, which provide books, newspapers, and digital resources. Television and radio are also typical, with residents having access to regional broadcast stations and multilingual media. The strong indicators of social media use include high availability of smartphones, organizations maintaining active online pages, widespread reliance on digital platforms for news, employee searches, and community updates. The presence of public internet programs and Wi Fi in schools and neighborhoods also signals broad digital participation among residents in varying age groups. So the KCRT is actually the local news station for Richmond specifically. They also have a local radio station, which is WRIR, which is plays in the morning and at night, obviously, on 97.3, which was actually found off their Facebook page. So they are active in social media. And then they do also have multiple local public libraries, which is shown in the other photo. And then lastly, we have business climate. So employment, industry, unemployment, and homelessness. So Richmond's business climate is shaped by the diverse mix of industries, including healthcare, retail trade, construction, logistics, manufacturing, and port related activities. As Richard stated, they are along the coast. Um, these sectors create a combination of both blue collar and service sectors jobs, which allow many residents to work within the city. Large employers and industrial operators near the port contribute to the economy, while small business retail centers provide additional job opportunities. However, despite these employment opportunities, Richmond's employment rate is around 5.6, as we can see in the graph below, which remains slightly above the county and state averages. This indicates economic vulnerability for a portion of the population. Homeless is another critical indicator of strain, with over 600 individuals identified as unhoused in the most recent counts. This suggests housing costs, wage disparities, and job instability contributing to significant social economic challenges. While there are job opportunities locally, some residents still rely on employment outside of the city to meet financial needs. highlighting ongoing disparities in job accessibility and livable wages. However, as Liz stated, this is difficult for a lot of the residents within Richmond, specifically due to the traffic, as Richard also stated, that it's difficult for many of the residents to get in and out of the city, which causes difficulty in maintaining jobs, which is also contributing towards unemployment and homelessness.